Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick little video to really just give you a tour of Hawks Learning in case you haven't used it before. If you've maybe taken MS 110, you're already familiar with it, but it might be a little different than other software you've used if you haven't used it before. So I'm already logged into Canvas and you'll see I've got these little pink bars. That's because I'm in student view, so you won't have those, but you can just ignore it. So I'm going to go to modules. And I know most of you are already registered, so you've already done this before, but down at our Hawks Learning module, we're going to click on Hawks Learning Single Sign-On. Okay. And normally that would log you in. Okay. It's not going to let me log in right here because I'm the teacher, so I'm going to have to leave student view and everything else will look the same on yours. Okay. So here I am in Hawks. You'll see that we've got a split down here of assignments due within a week and stuff that's due later than that. If you have any assignments that are past due, you'll have another section that say, hey, these assignments are past due. So the first thing I want to show you is that you can see all the due dates at one time. So if you click on this View Course button, it'll bring up a list of all the assignments. Okay, don't get overwhelmed, okay, it's for the whole semester. And then as you look over here, you'll see the due date for each assignment. Okay. Got those due dates over there. And you'll also see a couple of the sections, like section 1.3, are listed as bonus. So those are completely optional. You do get bonus points if you complete those. There are a couple more down here as we get on later in the semester. But it won't hurt your grade if you don't do those, but it will give you bonus points if you do complete those. Another thing I want to show you might not be aware of is up at the top, you can click on ebooks. And I've got a bunch of books because I teach several classes using the software, but for us, we're going to have the Beginning Statistics ebook. Click launch on that. Okay, the ebook will pop up. So this thing, it takes a second to load, but it's page for page, just like what you would have if you had a hard copy of the textbook. And you can flip the pages and zoom in and everything just like that. So let's go to chapter 1 over here, and then we'll go to the first section of material. Okay, so it's got everything that's in the normal textbook. You can zoom in on the page. You can click to drag it around so you can see better. It also has the same examples that the textbook has. Let's see if we can find an example problem here. Yeah, so got an example over here. It's like one of the problems you'll have in Hawks. That's over there. Okay. Wanted to show you where you could get that ebook. Put it here. Okay, and then I'm just going to click on dashboard to go back home page. So let's look at what an assignment looks like in Hawks. So if you go to an assignment, you'll see there are 3 places where you can spend your time. Especially if I don't have a video, but if you don't know, how to do the things in that section, you can click on Learn. And if you go through the Learn section, it goes through giving you the notes you need, walks you through that part of the textbook, goes through the examples with you, the same pictures and things there. Sometimes they do have videos. Okay, the quality sometimes it's a good quality video, sometimes it's not that helpful. It just really depends on which section in the textbook you're on. And so those are there that you feel free to watch those. But I will also be posting videos as we go along. I might not have a video for every section. Some of the sections just don't necessarily require it. Like this section is mostly vocabulary, so there's not a whole lot I can do in a video that's not already here in Learn. Then after you've spent some time in Learn, and you can just come over here to watch. Sorry, mine's loading weird. You can just come over here to watch and have a video you can watch.
In this section, we will distinguish between parameter and statistics.
So they give you the little mini lesson there also. Okay. Once you've worked and learned, you can go over to practice if you want to. And in practice, it gives you just an infinite set of practice problems. So it says we've got 10 questions here, But if you are still not comfortable, you can go through practice again and it'll give you new questions. So one thing I do want to show you on practice, let's see. I want to try to get this one wrong. Okay. So on this one, I missed a question, and something that's really helpful is if you miss a question in practice, you can figure out what you did wrong. You can go down to explain error, and it'll give you the short version. You can do step by step, and it'll walk you through working the problem step by step. There's not a whole lot to do on this one because it's just a vocabulary question, but it will take you through step by step. You can also go to the learn just for that section. So if you want to, you can jump straight into practice and just do learn for the questions that you don't know how to do. And then it will also just give you the solution. So that can be very helpful. Okay? Be very helpful in case you're missing problems there. Okay? And another thing you can go to is you can click on tutor. Okay? And it basically takes you to the same stuff, but you don't even have to miss the question first. It gives you the same resource. All right, so once you're comfortable with all of these problems in each section, then you can go to Certify. So Certify is where all the points that you'll earn for the assignments come from. You look down here on this particular lesson, it's not always exactly the same on all of them, but this lesson says mastery is at 80%. So what that means is that you need to get 80% of these questions in Certify correct. And if you do, you make a 100 on that section. You get all of the points. If you miss too many questions, then you won't certify, you won't get any points, but you can try certify as many times as you want to. So there's no limit on how many times you can try to certify. If we go to certify, it looks pretty much just like the practice problems did. The only downside here is that if you miss a question in certify, well, see, it'll give you another attempt. You can try a similar question, but if you miss the question, it'll give you the solution, but it won't give you any of that stuff to help you figure out where you made a mistake. And if you noticed, when I missed that question, my number of lives up here, you can think about that, or Hawks calls them strikes, went down. So what this number up here is telling you is that we have 10 questions. We started out with a 2 up here in their upper right corner. So that meant that I could miss 2 questions and still certify. So this tells you how many questions you can get wrong still and still certify and get all the points. Okay. So I hope that helps. You can work ahead. If you look on Canvas, I've got all the videos I made for last semester posted there. So feel free to work ahead as far as you want to. All those videos are good as far as the material. Just ignore any kind of class announcements I make, like, hey, I moved the due date for this assignment, or don't forget we got a test tomorrow, or something like that. Make sure if you're watching an old video that you don't pay any attention to those. But otherwise, you can work ahead as far as you want to. And you can also work ahead using Learn. Sometimes Learn doesn't give you enough information, in my opinion. So that's where the extra videos come in. Okay. I hope that helps get you familiar with Hawks. I will be uploading new videos every once in a while as I just improve some of the older things. Let me know if you have any questions.